I'm hoping it's focused itself.
Yeah, but if it's on the focusing on the screen, is it all blurred?
No.
Oh, it should be alright.
To actually go.
Simon, get out of my way.
Go. Come on. Oh, I thought you liked the water. No. You do.
Oh.
I'm not dealing with any vibe.
I don't think you'll manage that.
I should find another one.
You can get down, alright? Down, no problem. Amazing, isn't it? These people hang out.
See, all these things are stone, just been all got...
They're all the same teddies last time.
As its name aptly describes, it's where things get petrified, in other words, turned into stone. But first of all, I must tell you, you can't just hang any old thing up there and hope that it turns to stone. There are a few things you need to think about first. Now, number one is we don't hang anything living up there like human beings. A lot of people come down and ask for their mother-in-laws and children, what have you, petrified. But that is not the case. Really, it's only porous objects of small size, like teddy bears and what have you, that we turn to stone. It's no good hanging something up there that's not porous, because If the water can't run through it, it just turns to stone around the outside, and it's not permanent. It only needs one tap and it'll flake off and disappear. So porous objects turn to stone right the way through to the middle in a very short space of time indeed. It only takes, believe it or not, about 2 or 3 months for a small teddy bear, like one of these with the red and white scarves on, to be petrified. So obviously it takes a bit longer for a larger object to turn to stone, like the Pink Panther there, take about 18 months to be petrified. It all depends on the size and how porous they are. That's how we determine the rate at which they get petrified. Now it is of course the water that turns things to stone, or I should really say the minerals in the water. Now the main mineral involved is something very common indeed, calcium carbonate or limestone. I dare say you've heard of it before. It is the very same mineral that causes stalactites and stalagmites to grow in caves. It's also the same one that causes limescale to build up in kettles and toilets and what have you. You'll understand that if you've got hard water at home. Very common, but the difference here is that it's very high in concentration, and also the water flows over the rock at a rate of 700 gallons every hour, which is a lot more than drips from the roof of your average cave, and consequently things happen more quickly here. A stalactite of course takes tens of years to grow, just 1/4 of an inch or so, whereas here a couple of months and you've got a petrified teddy bear. Okay, so that's why things happen perhaps a little more quickly than you would have expected at first here. But of course the water doesn't just flow through the objects hanging underneath the rock there, it flows down the rock face, and in fact that grows. It grows quite quickly by about 1/2 an inch every year, both outwards and downwards. Now, however, saying that, it won't actually ever reach the ground here. The petrifying well will never actually stop working, because what actually happens is every 200 or 300 years it gets top heavy due to the overhang there and the fact the rock's very brittle. Lumps fall away and the whole lot moves back a few yards, then it spends a few hundred years growing out again, and then the same thing happens again. It just goes through a cycle of growing out and falling back, growing out and falling back over the years. Now the last time a lump fell off was in 1821, when about 40 tons fell off the left hand side. Now there's a bit of a hollow there, and in fact the left hand side is still slightly higher up than the right hand side due to that lump falling off, although it is gradually catching up as the rock goes downwards. But also up there are 2 lumps sticking out the rock face. Now they're not just ordinary lumps of rock, they are actually 2 hats that were hung on the well in 1853, 139 years ago, and were never taken down. Now nobody knows quite why they were left there, but there they are today. And the funny thing was with those 2 hats was that they weren't porous, so the water ran around them. So the stone built up around them, and they gradually got bigger and bigger and bigger. In fact, they're still getting bigger now, even as I speak to you, this very moment in time in 1992. But the hats, of course, have long since rotted away and disappeared. All we're left with is the rock formation that built up around them back in 1853. But it does give you a good indication of how quickly the rock in fact grows. You can see there's about 4.5 feet added on since then in 139 years. It just goes to show you what 1/2 an inch accumulated over a number of years actually looks like. Then we come down, the objects, beneath them there's lots of plants growing, and the plants in fact turn to stone just like the objects do. The ivy, you can see, has got a powdery coating on its leaves. All the rock formations at the back are made of petrified moss and grass, as is the bank here, which is getting bigger all the time just as the rock's growing down. The moss and what have you on it gets petrified quite quickly because it soaks up the water just like a sponge. Now the water, one other thing to say, it comes from a spring which you probably saw on your way down. It starts off as ordinary rainwater, drains through the topsoil and the fields behind the rock, and then underneath there's a bed of limestone rock, and it's as it passes through that rock that it absorbs the limestone, and then it's able to petrify things, and only then when it emerges out at the atmosphere at the spring, flows over the rock, petrifies the objects you see there, flows out through a pipe into the river. It all stops there. There's no petrified fish or anything. It's just diluted, so nothing more can happen. Now, has anybody got any questions at all about the petrifying well before we move round to the cave? Anything at all? Nope. Right, well, if you come with me, we'll go and have a look up there, and I'll tell you a bit about the mother ship. Well, Agatha Sontail was banished from the town of Knaresborough up on the hill there when she was 15 years old. Now, she'd been thrown out the town pregnant. Now, she didn't know this when she'd been thrown out of the town, so it was certain that the people in the town didn't know this either. Now, whether they would have changed their opinions and changed their punishment because she was distant, because that young girl, shortly afterwards, in July 1488, gave birth to a baby daughter called Ursula. And it was Ursula that grew up to become known as the mother shipton we all know about today.
Oh, it's too dark in here for this.
I think it is.
It's not coming up. Oh, you've been on holiday around here?
Mind your head,
Oh,
because
does it?
it's full
You
of
go to
them.
Speedwell Cavern, to the Blue John Mines over in Derbyshire. Have you not? Yeah, you went back to live up there. It's lovely.
What's it called?
Speedwell Cavern.
Speedwell Cavern, Simon.
It's
Got it?
Yeah.
It's got like the hole up here.
No, not yet.
Right,
you go to Speedwell Cavern, it takes you underneath in
Yeah, I know.
tunnels like about like this in a boat on the water. It's absolutely fabulous. You'll love it. The Blue John mines are there where they mine all the Blue John crystals. And you'll love it.
Okay.
I'm going to take them to the Blue John mines now, you know.
Right.
Speedwell Cavern.
Speedwell Cavern in Derbyshire.
Castleton.
Castleton.
Yeah. Get yourselves over there. It's beautiful. We went yesterday.
Oh, lovely.
There's so many places we want to see.
It's
Every time we
lovely
come
round here,
down,
isn't it?
No,
It's really nice.
you just don't know where to go next.
Well,
I think that's how they executed people.
yeah, she's doing the pictures. Carry on, Lily, if you want to go. Down this come.
Safe journey home.
You got Don't walk in front of that lady because she's busy.
Oh, well.
Do you? You better go tell your mommy.
That's the site of the old watermill.
They asked me.
Well, I did.
He said, better not. So I did. One of them, I thought they was from the clothes. They went there from with underdoing to take out now. And Jackie said, oh yeah, it's right. And I went, because when she was out, he was walking, I said, right, they're closed. I thought, oh, could be going and not so Jackie.
Actually, it's to take morning up a long while before it runs out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought, oh, it can't be a lot left, I'll run it out.
Because you had at the train yesterday, you must have done about 3 minutes.
Hmm.
And you wouldn't finish that then.
We found a nice looking pub on the other side of the river.
The road end.
No. No, it wasn't the World's End, it was another one.
I think it's just looked round.
There's no kids in here, do you? Leave us play, yeah.
Yeah, she's calling it one of them little girls.
Is that the ivory tree? Yeah.
It's coconut.
So if they petrify it for you, do you still have to pay the prices?
I believe so. Smile, mummy, she's looking at you through the periscope. Oh. What's the ring on the head? Rubbish. Carry on.
Right. Did she move?
No, you're just videoing Blink Wall.
No, I've got her.
Yes, she is.
The other kids running about.
Tell me the tail end of the tape, Jack.
She's shouting tape at us.
Come where we can see you.
Oh, it's had a person on it. Oh, the wrong end, isn't it? Oh no, it's alright. Cracking. Yes. Hey, I'm rubbish bin dead. Throw one up, see where it landed. On the top. Top of the rubbish bin. He's going to get it out.
What?
Thought he was going straight over.
Better to come outside.
Kesh, come round. Jump.
Yeah. Tom Simon's downwards and stupid.
Oh, that plate's illegal, isn't it?
I asked that woman to move.
E369 FOO.
Can't get her.
Black and white, black and silver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right, yeah. Couple of them start tightening up on that, they'll throw mine out the MOT next year.
Yeah.
Go on,
Wrong
fall
space.
down, Keith.
You've got to throw it out because the front and rear don't agree with each other.
Yeah. Surely they can't throw it out for the double space.